The first rule of success is to have a vision. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, and if you don't have a goal where you go, you drift around and you never end up anywhere. It's like you can have the best ship in the world, you can have the best airplane in the world. If the pilot or the captain doesn't know where to go, it will just drift around. It will not end up anywhere, or most likely in the wrong place.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Truly Remarkable. In this episode, we are going to talk about Arnold's first essential rule. Have a vision. What do you want to achieve? Who do you want to become? Can you shoot high to hit the big goals? Rec Park, Arnold's idol from childhood, set a blueprint for his remarkable life. And now, without further ado, let's listen to Arnold himself.
The most important thing is that you have a vision, that you have a goal. Because without that vision and without that goal, again, you're drifting around and you're never gonna end up anywhere. People don't become successful just by accident. Maybe the guy that found gold in California and started the gold rush, but don't count on that. That's the one in a lifetime kind of a situation. So you got to really have a specific goal, and to me, to have that vision that I want to be Mr. Universe, that I want to be the greatest bodybuilder of all time. That was a great vision, and that specifically to look like Reg Park and to be up there on that stage and to lift the trophy overhead and to win the championship over and over and over again. So that was a great goal. You have to have a goal. Now, it doesn't have to be that specific goal, but it has to have some goal. This is why I always recommend to people, sit down, take your time and start thinking about, why do you want to work out? What is your goal? And that can't be as crazy as it is. It could be, I want to impress girls. If that's your goal, so be it, but it motivates you. It could be that you're emulating a certain, bodybuilder or a certain football player, a certain boxer, whatever it is. Have those pictures put all over the wall like I did when I was a kid. I put pictures of Reg Park and of Sonny Liston, of boxers and of Ali and of powerlifters and weightlifters all over my bedroom, wall. So that every day when I go to sleep, every day when I wake up, I look at those pictures and they motivate me. You need that motivation, and then therefore you have this kind of imprint in front of you all the time, and you know exactly what you're chasing. This is why I always smiled when I was in the gym. People always came up to me and says, why are you smiling? You're working out 5 hours a day. You're doing the same as the other guys, but the other guys have a sour face. They're pissed off that they have to do another rep or another set or something. I looked forward to another 1,000 reps of sit-ups. I looked forward to another 500 pounds of leg press or squat. I looked forward to doing more and more curls until my arms fall off. Why? Because I knew that every rep that I did and every set that I did and more weights that I lifted, I get one step closer to turning that vision into reality. Remember that when I weighed 245 pounds, and Bob Raferson, the director of Stay Hungry, said to me that I'm interested in having you come in for a reading and work on your acting and all this, because I'm interested in having you in a movie to star with Jeff Bridges and with Sally Fields. I was delighted about that, and I was excited, and I started pumping up more and more. And then he said, but I don't want you to weigh more than 210 pounds. So I said to him, well, it's funny you come to me and you want me to be in a movie, but I'm weighing 245, 246. I say, I just won the Olympia, I say, which was 1974, and I was really at my biggest. And but he demanded that, and he says, look, it's very simple. On the day we start shooting, he says, I'm gonna put you on a scale. And if you don't make the 210, you're out. Because I have someone else in mind. And I worked on it. I started visualizing myself very clearly as a lean athlete, because that's the only way I could lose that weight and all of a sudden get interested in running more. Because up until that point I ran like 3 miles after training or before training or whatever, but now all of a sudden it was 5 miles, 6 miles, 7 miles, 8 miles, and they even ran mini marathons in order to lose the weight, and I did everything with high reps, and I was watching my diet, what I eat and all those kind of things. And but the day before, I remember we were in Birmingham, Alabama. The day before I was at the YMCA with Bob Raferson. He was swimming and I was working out, and I was running. There was a track there and I was running. He says, let's step on the scale. And I stepped on the scale and I weighed 209. So it just shows you what is possible if you visualize exactly what you want to look like. So it can go one way, which is that you can lose weight and get trim and get slim and everything, get the abs out, or you go the other way and you gain weight because you see yourself big and you see yourself as a winner of a Mr. Olympia or something like that. So it can go either way. But in each case, it was like certain time limits were set and I had to perform, and there was no room for any kind of like, well, I can't get my act together or anything like this, because there's only a certain amount of time. But the key thing again is have the clear vision.
Here is one mental exercise to warm up our neurons and synapses. Just imagine you are an accomplished archer. You know your craft extremely well. And now, here is the task. Visualize how you take your favorite bow, set an arrow, pull a string back, aim, and let it go. Bam! Straight in the center of bullseye. Of course, you are a master of your craft. By the way, I forgot to mention one condition. You are not allowed to use your eyesight. Let's do this exercise one more time then. You simply wrap a dark blanket over your eyes. Now make a few turns in random direction. And here we go again, round number 2. Hit the target now. It can be so hard. You did it thousands of times, right? Is it crazy? What are the odds to succeed? Just hitting the target at all is challenging enough. I will give you more arrows, 10, 20, 30, and still the chance to even scratch target is quite slim. And this is exactly how it is in real life. How you can be successful if you don't know where you are going and what you want to achieve? People are drifting around all their life and don't know what they are shooting at. Almost in each Arnold interview about success, he highlighted this essential principle. I quote, no matter what you do, you first have to have a vision, to see your goal, to believe in it, have faith in it, and chase it. And then it's fun to chase it. If you don't have a goal or a vision, then you have nothing. I realized that most people do not set time to think about their future. What do you really like to do? What do you like to have? Who you want to become? It's key to sit down, take your time and write short and long-term goals, or as Arnold called them, visions. Here is my second exercise. Just sit down, take paper or notebook and scribble down ideas, plans, fields you love to be involved in. Perhaps you must dive to your memories and remember what subjects did you love to do again and again, over and over in childhood. Speaking, art, math, science, sport, there are no limits. You can choose whatever you want. Arnold expressed it clearly. The mind is the limit. As long as the mind can envisage the fact that you can do something, you can do it. As long as you really believe 100%. Imagination is a powerful tool. Visualize yourself in 10, 15, 20 years in the future. For example, you can see yourself being a successful real estate developer. I suggest to ask questions. Would you enjoy meeting and liaise with your clients? Dealing with challenging building tasks? Can you see building your property portfolio? Expanding network of clients and work partners? Do you feel deep inside passionate about building and selling properties? And of course, will you have a great time along the way? Or perhaps, would you like to become a professor and pass pearls of knowledge to the next generations? Can you see daily cooperation with students? Educating yourself to keep up with the latest trends? Be passionate about your teaching mission? Take your time, sit down and close your eyes. Write down all the occupation, ignore all self-limiting thoughts. Can you visualize yourself in these positions? What is the most attractive prospect? Once you narrow your list to the most possible occupation, you just have to take first step into the unknown and begin chasing your dreams character. As Sir Richard Branson once said, "Screw it, let's do it. There is no better time than now." All achievers have a vision, no matter if it's to be a head teacher, entrepreneur or top athlete. A sense is to know your why. Have you ever asked yourself why you want to excel in your craft? Why represents your unique personal belief? What is your why? To make tons of money? Be famous? Live life on your terms? Spending more time with your family? Helping to the others? There are endless possibilities. No matter what is your why, once you find it and it will click, you will know you are on the right track and the right direction. Well, let me quote Arnold one more time. "I always wanted to be the best. I always wanted to be number one. I always wanted to get to the top. I never believed in just getting by." Without doubt, he set for himself tremendous goals and dreams. We will talk in another episode why thinking big is essential. What is your why? Find it, chase it, and master it. You will feel great to have target you can aim on. And now let's summarize this all. Arnold felt from childhood that Austria was too small for him. At school, he was taught about America and was mesmerized by this huge country. British bodybuilder Reg Park inspired him and laid a blueprint for his life. In short, it helped him to clearly envisage him as an excellent businessman, bodybuilding icon, becoming an action movie superstar, and public servant. This visualization guided Arnold to his huge American dream. He summed it up as follows: "If you want to turn a vision into reality, you have to give 100% and never stop believing in your dream." For me, life is continuously being hungry. The meaning of life is not simply to exist, to survive, but to move ahead, to go up, to achieve, to conquer. Have a clear vision or goal is a common rule of virtually all successful people. Thank you for watching today. Let me know what is your vision. Tell me about your stories and ideas. I read all your comments. Did you enjoy today's episode? If so, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. This way, you will support me in my mission to creating content that I truly enjoy and can motivate people in their life journey. I hope to see you in the next episode talking why it's crucial to think big. Until then, have a great time.
I saw a bodybuilding magazine that had Reg Park on the cover. Reg Park was then a 3-time Mr. Universe. And I saw him on the big screen as Hercules. And on the cover it said, how Reg Park, Mr. Universe, became the Hercules star. That's what the cover story was all about. So I looked at the cover and I said to myself, I got to get this magazine. So I bought the magazine, I took it home and I read it over and over from the front page to the back. I read that and I said to myself, wow, This is the blueprint for my life. This is exactly what I want to do. I want to become a bodybuilding champion just like Reg Park. I want to get into movies just like Reg Park. And I want to make millions of dollars and be rich and famous just like Reg Park. Do you know how great it felt that I knew where I was going? Imagine the majority of people don't know where they're going. I knew where I was going, that I'm going to become this bodybuilding champion just like him. So it was just a question of how do you do it? I was so relieved because when you have a goal, when you have a vision, everything becomes easy.